All right, in this video, we're gonna go through the differences between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. We'll talk about the lifestyle, we'll go through some stats, and then we'll really get into opinions. As a born and raised New Mexican, and as someone who's been visiting for a long time and chose between moving to Albuquerque and Santa Fe, Mr. Andy Slow, he has a quick shout out.
Yeah, shout out to our new followers, Ziggy and Raphael. Thanks for following us. I enjoyed meeting you at the open house, and I'm thrilled. Well, we're both thrilled that you're enjoying our podcast.
Yeah. And that you went to one of our open houses.
Yeah.
Awesome house on Ivy Lawn in Dietz Farms down in the valley. Okay, so back to Santa Fe versus Albuquerque. I'm just going to read off some statistics, some data points, differences between the two, and then we'll get into more in-depth details that are more opinionated. So population in Santa Fe, around 155,000 metro area. Albuquerque, just under 1 million. When you think of the state of New Mexico at 2.1 million roughly, you know, these two cities, or Albuquerque being almost half, and then Santa Fe, the capital, these are the two sort of heavy hitters. Obviously, there's Las Cruces and some other cool places, but these are the two big cities that I think people consider moving to the most. Average sales price for homes in Santa Fe, $673,000. In Albuquerque, $410,000. Elevation in Santa Fe, 7,000 feet. Albuquerque, roughly 5,300 feet. There's variations within both cities. Average temperature in July in Santa Fe, 82 degrees. In Albuquerque, 90 degrees. In January in Santa Fe, 22 degrees. In Albuquerque, just above 30 degrees. So with the elevation changes, there's more snow in Santa Fe, a little bit cooler in the summers, obviously a little bit cooler in the winters as well. But I say those data points to really kick us off into sort of defining the differences in lifestyles between the two. And I like to call Santa Fe like a boutique city or a boutique town, where Albuquerque I like to call a big town. Seems like everybody in Albuquerque knows each other through some sort of, whether you're in soccer or art or dog park, whatever it is, there's some connection that happens through there. So it feels, although it's more urban than Santa Fe, it feels like a big town. Whereas like other places you've lived, Dallas and Houston, you probably see somebody and then you never see them again ever. You know, there's some through lines, I'm sure, but something about Albuquerque, everybody knows everybody somehow.
Or they act like they know you, which is kind of nice.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I mean, you have to always be ready to visit wherever you are.
In Albuquerque?
Oh, totally.
Oh, totally.
You're putting your shopping cart back. You're in line at the grocery store. Wherever you're at and you're next to somebody, you're going to have a conversation. Yeah. That's just...
And Santa Fe, I know for the locals that live there a lot, there are a lot of through lines, but because there are so many second home owners and tourists, you don't get that maybe as much.
That warm vibe. I mean, you get a different kind of vibe, but it's not that small town kind of, we know everybody.
Yeah. And Santa Fe also has this huge gap between, you know, the people that work at the hotels and restaurants and then the second home owners who, you know, you have Gene Hackman, we were just talking about him the other day, you know, these big actors and wealthy people.
Kind of behind the gate mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, upscale artistry is, you know, you have Canyon Road and the Plaza and Museum Hill and just these real high-end properties and high-end art pieces and high-end restaurants, Geronimo and all the other ones. I think it's just, it feels...
I mean, we say high-end relative to the cost.
Right.
But it's still a very casual environment.
Compared to other high-end places like Aspen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's certainly, I don't know the average price point in Aspen. I'm assuming it's over multi-million dollars.
Yeah, you're not going to see any furs in Santa Fe.
Right. You're right. Yeah, and with that, in Santa Fe, you're not going to see as many big box stores. They don't have a Costco. You know, I'm sure they don't have a Best Buy. And so Albuquerque being a little bit more urban, you get more of those big box stores, more urban amenities.
Yeah.
Where in Santa Fe, it leans more towards that sort of boutique, upscale, tourist feel. Very local, very cool. But the there are some real connections between the two, and I think that's just New Mexico in general, and that's the lifestyle, being outside, a lot of sunshine, 300 plus days of sunshine, great weather, low humidity, and not, I would say commute times are very minimal compared to a lot of other places. And I've sat at lights in Santa Fe and lost my mind for a few minutes, but you're so close. And like an area in Santa Fe people consider living in a lot is Las Campanas.
Yes.
And the feedback from people moving here all the time is, well, I'm not as close to the Plaza Canyon
Right.
Road.
It feels a little outside Santa Fe, but it has the equestrian, has the golf course, and has all the amenities that you might need right there.
And we're talking 10 minutes to the Plaza.
Yeah.
15 minutes if you're way back in there.
Yeah.
And so that's really nothing, considering moving from other large cities. There's just commute times are very minimal.
Yes.
Yes. Now,
what about the opera? We didn't talk about the opera.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah, I think that goes into that upscale artistry, right? The opera, I don't know how well an opera would do in Albuquerque, although Pope Joy does really well. And you've been to a movie theater opera, but
it's a different experience. But let me just tell you, besides eating the popcorn, opera should be seen in an opera setting.
Agreed. Yes. And that's an outdoor opera as well.
Outdoor, I've never been. I would like to go.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been, but stunning. And I think that really shows you Santa Fe kind of in a nutshell, the opera. It's desirable and close to everything. What's that neighborhood that it's next to? Oh, Monte Sereno. Just beautiful. Sort of feels like a newer Las Campanas without all the amenities, but a little bit closer. Yeah. Anyways, one thing that I think comparing Santa Fe to Albuquerque is, Albuquerque feels a little bit faster paced, whereas Santa Fe, I feel, and especially like Taos and Angel Fire and Chama, and those places are really, truly the land of mañana. Yeah. Albuquerque has the land of mañana, but I think we get things done a little bit quicker. Mm-hmm. Santa Fe, it's very much, we'll come out next week. Mm-hmm. We'll get it done next week.
And when you say get it done, are you talking about contractors?
Tradespeople, yes.
And then that's a good entree into, remember, the Santa Fe zip code.
Go ahead.
The pricing follows the zip code.
Absolutely.
I hear that consistently. You want to get something done in Santa Fe, it's considerably more expensive than here in Albuquerque.
Oh, considerably more expensive. And I would say with that also, there's a level of craftsmanship that
artistry, artisans and such,
Yeah, they're very good at leaning into that Santa Fe style. Yeah. The wood details, high-end cabinetry. I have a friend who's a high-end kitchen and bath guy, and a lot of his work is up in Santa Fe, and like he's doing an $850,000 kitchen right now.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
a friend that has the Venetian all on the ceiling,
plaster,
and had a water leak, and the person that was there repairing it, or the painter, was an artist.
Oh, totally.
Total
plaster.
Artist.
Is another level of artistry. Yeah, absolutely. To talk a little bit about demographics, and we always try to be careful with doing that, but I would say Santa Fe is older and wealthier. Albuquerque, I would say, is a little bit more diverse and a little bit more working class.
Right, but still, we have an aging population.
Certainly.
Here.
I also think it depends on the areas of Albuquerque, right? Because you can get into Sandia Heights, Los Ranchos, Corrales, where your demographics are very similar to Santa Fe, and the price points are very similar to Santa Fe.
Yeah. See, that's what a lot of people take for granted. They just blow through Albuquerque. They don't realize that there are some of these very high-end neighborhoods.
Absolutely. Very high-end, very comparable, and arguably better access to things like nightlife, casino, shopping. Maybe you don't have as many boutiques, but you certainly have some great boutiques here. And, that's one thing about Santa Fe is everything closes by 9 p.m.
Oh, for sure.
It's more of a, let's go out to eat for dinner at a high-end restaurant, have a glass of wine, and let's get home.
Exactly, right.
dinner parties and stuff like that. But in Albuquerque, there's Nob Hill and downtown and Sawmill and Old Town and a lot of breweries in Albuquerque, and there's great breweries in Santa Fe as well. But I would say it leans more towards like wine than breweries in Santa Fe. That kind of
that's a good description.
Yeah, I'm trying to find little descriptions to help the viewer feel the difference and understand the difference. And
right.
Obviously there's great breweries in Santa Fe, but and you just mentioned blowing through Albuquerque, and so that's one thing is Santa Fe does have a regional airport, I would call it, although they say, bigger than that. And our airport, we call it the International Sun Port, but in my opinion, it's really a national airport.
Yeah, I guess you're right, because you have to connect somewhere to get.
Santa Fe feels regional. Albuquerque's airport more national, and so a lot of people that live in Santa Fe fly into Albuquerque and drive the hour up. What is it, almost just over 60 miles or right at 60 miles between Albuquerque and Santa Fe?
I don't know the exact miles, but from the airport curb to the square is 1 hour, I'd say.
It's almost exactly 1 hour. Obviously, rush hour, you may add 5-10 minutes.
And, they have great Uber or Lyft directly from the airport.
Totally.
You don't even have to prearrange it. You can, but it's
there's shuttles going up and down constantly. Yep. One thing that we talked about living outdoors in New Mexico and enjoying the amenities, Santa Fe is closer to higher end or higher quality skiing opportunities.
True.
Santa Fe Ski, Taos, Angel Fire, was it Pajarito? They're all very close. Santa Fe's is within 20 minutes, whereas the other ones are about an hour. Here, we're an hour to Santa Fe, and then the other one's an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours at times. Mm-hmm. And so I think the access to winter skiing is better in Santa Fe, whereas I think the hiking opportunities and the bosque
better here.
And the Sequia trails, the outdoor lifestyle, the other seasons of the year, I would say are a little bit better in Albuquerque. Although the hiking is incredible, Hyde Park and all that area is stunning in Santa Fe.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't think, if you're not from New Mexico, you only know about Santa Fe, you have this judgment that maybe Santa Fe is everything.
Right.
And when you get to New Mexico and you explore, you realize, well, Santa Fe is nice, but it's not everything.
Right.
And a lot of folks just think it's the only thing New Mexico has to offer.
It's really awesome that you have that perspective because being born and raised in Albuquerque, Santa Fe always just seemed like a tourist place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it sometimes feels like it misses the authenticity of Albuquerque, which comes from some of the diversity and some of the hardships that some of the people have.
And we say Albuquerque, but we really mean New Mexico.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Those are all the people that come from different, not all, but a lot of people come from different places. Mm-hmm. They're not authentically from New Mexico. Mm-hmm. They don't appreciate what other areas of the state offer.
Yep.
And
they kind of stick their nose up at Albuquerque.
In some ways, we feel lucky that we get the Albuquerque area.
Totally. Yeah, I wish I could really explain and describe just how good it really is. But what I do want to say is we also understand how necessary the tourists and the second home people are to our economy. And we really appreciate that people from throughout the United States and international appreciate Santa Fe's scene. Mm-hmm. That I think it's not lost on us, although we do like to complain about literally everything. Some of the most grateful people, some of the nicest people are in Albuquerque. And that feeling, I think, or I hope, rings true as people visit and move.
And it is cooler there. So on those few days that we're complaining about some triple-digit spike, even though you can catch a shade tree and be totally fine with pretty much zero humidity, it is, 7-10 degrees cooler?
Yeah, 8 to 10.
Yeah, something
depends
like
on
that.
The day. Although the other day when I spent a weekend in Santa Fe, it was cooler in Albuquerque than it was up there. So, so you get some variation, but on average about 8 degrees cooler.
Yeah.
In Santa Fe. Yeah, more moisture. And one thing for me raising kids, just the amenities of Albuquerque, I think, fits that a little bit better than Santa Fe. I always tell people if I could afford a house in Santa Fe near the plaza up in the hills, kind of right in that area on the east side, and live in Albuquerque in Los Ranchos or Sandia Heights, that would be my dream.
Oh, yeah, you have two houses, right. Because there's not a lot of soccer going on in Santa Fe, is there?
Not a lot of soccer.
Yeah, and you
There's a
coach
lot of
soccer.
pickleball, a lot of tennis.
Oh, of course, pickleball. Of course.
I was just reading somewhere, some smaller city just banned pickleball,
Wow.
like in Aspen or a
I wonder
retirement
what was
area.
the logic behind that?
The noise of the paddles.
Oh, the noise. Oh, wow.
But it didn't make sense to me because their market is the higher end.
And aren't there like pickleball courts or?
Yeah, you could totally do it inside, but they banned it.
Huh.
Gosh,
Interesting.
I'll have to look and see what that is. But yeah, so back to my point, I just think there's great schools in Santa Fe, and there's great schools in Albuquerque. But for us, the amenities and the lifestyle fits. Yeah, and to your point, there's not a lot of soccer up there. So like the kids on Leo's soccer team, they drive down 3 times a week, 2 for practice and 1 for a game. And I'm sure that can be a little bit taxing.
In all my trips to Santa Fe, which have been many, my kind of superficial impression is congestion. It seems like there's always
Interesting.
kind of a lot of traffic. I mean, once you get to where you're going,
Yeah.
then you can really enjoy it. But getting in and out, it seems a little congested.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal if you're visiting.
Right.
But if you have to deal with that in your travels throughout the city.
Yeah.
But I think most people are homebodies or they're at the square or they're at a restaurant
Totally.
or whatever. Yeah, that would be my only. But it's a lovely city. We love to sell in Santa Fe, and we have a lot of clients that enjoy living there. And I have a client that bought in Las Campanas, and they just love it. Just love
It's a
it.
very inspiring place, and both places are. But there's something about Santa Fe that attracted, like Georgia O'Keeffe, right? There's a real feeling there that it's truly, and I know it's their slogan, but it is a different city. There is something different about that place that's really special, and we love working up there. We love being up there.
Yeah.
My wife's birthday was last week, and that's when we spent the weekend up there.
You went to that fabulous Japanese.
Oh yeah, 10,000 Waves.
God, that's just amazing what they've built there.
Incredible. Yeah. The food's great. I haven't ever stayed a night there, but the food, the massage, the grand bath. They even have one where it's just for your feet. And we were like, why would you just want like a feet, it's like to here?
Yeah, when you get as old as me, you're kind of
it felt
like
so good.
feet only because, anything above the knee is like, ugh.
Don't touch me.
It is just not pretty.
One more thing that I think sums up Santa Fe versus Albuquerque a little bit. Like if you order at the Shed or La Choza, it comes with Texas toast.
Okay. Well, that's a universal thing, I guess.
Well, no, because in Albuquerque, if you eat at any New Mexican restaurant, it's always a tortilla on the side, or never Texas toast.
Oh, well, I meant the
that's what I'm saying.
standalone thing is recognized worldwide.
Right. And so I think a
toast
lot
is.
of that influence from outside of the state of New Mexico mixing with New Mexico is popular in Santa Fe. And it's not the best description because Santa Fe still has that New Mexican soul. And I don't want to say that it's like been ruined by any means. It's just you can see some influence from outside of the state of New Mexico, like Texas toast with your New Mexican enchiladas, or your Steph got chili rellenos and it came with Texas toast.
There's a lot of Texans that live up in Santa Fe.
There totally is.
They
Absolutely.
invaded.
Yeah, and again, we appreciate them enjoying our stuff. It's not like people always say the Californians or the Texans or the Floridians are invading, or the New Yorkers, Chicago's. But we appreciate that. We appreciate you guys, or anybody who is interested in moving to New Mexico. We love being, I always try to whenever I'm working with a buyer moving here, I try to be more of what are those? A concierge at a hotel?
Ambassador.
Yeah, an ambassador. I love our state. I love our cities. And hopefully this video gives you some context into the differences between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. And just looking at the data alone, the stats that we talked about in the beginning, I think gives you insight into that. But, you know, these little nuances between Albuquerque and Santa Fe, it's a really interesting comparison.
Yes, it's I think quite unique for the entire country that we have the two Albuquerque and Santa Fe. They're just similar but so different.
And you can get some Albuquerque and Santa Fe, and you can certainly get a lot of Santa Fe in Sandia Heights, High Desert, Los Ranchos, Corrales. And I think it's really underappreciated by those that live in Santa Fe. And I also think there are some people in Albuquerque. I have a lot of friends who always say, I just don't get the Santa Fe thing. You know, born and raised in Albuquerque.
Right.
I've been up there a few times. I just don't get it. Like, there's a lot of other people and everything's so expensive and blah, blah, blah. And they don't quite understand or appreciate how cool it is that Santa Fe is just up the road.
Right. And that's what makes it so wonderful, because if you need a little Santa Fe, you just go visit.
Just go visit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add in terms of the Albuquerque and Santa Fe comparison that maybe I missed that would be important?
We covered it all, just that everyone has questions. And so our office is always open to come in, have a casual conversation, get some questions answered, and with no pressure whatsoever, because that's the best first step in your long-term plan in real estate, is get informed and get your questions answered.
Yeah. Whether it's a little condo that you're thinking of purchasing near the plaza in Santa Fe, or you want some grand estate in Corrales.
Exactly.
We love to help with it all. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. If you could please like and subscribe. It's important that for some reason, our YouTube videos don't seem to be getting out there as much. And we're hoping that we provide enough value and information throughout these videos that the algorithm someday picks up on it. So thank you for coming along on the ride with us, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Take care.